They call it spirits for a reason, but what if the reason is darker than you think? From ancient rituals to Friday night parties, alcohol has always been there, celebrated, shared, normalized, even sacred in some traditions. But here's what they never told you. Alcohol disconnects you from your soul. In ancient languages, words weren't casual, they carried codes. Spirits. Not just because alcohol lifts your mood, but because it opens you to entities. The kind that feed on unconscious behavior. The kind that slip in when your mind goes dim. The kind that whisper when your shield is down. What if every blackout wasn't a blank, but a portal? You laugh, you dance, you forget. But something remembers. And in spiritual terms, forgetting is the most dangerous state of all. Because consciousness is your protection. And alcohol, it blurs it. On purpose. But the biggest lie? That alcohol brings you closer to your true self. In reality, it distorts your signal. The parts of you that long for stillness, awareness, intuition, they get drowned. What rises instead? Ego, shadow, wounds wearing masks. This isn't about morality, it's about energetic mechanics, and the ancients knew it. They avoided alcohol not because they were strict, but because they were awake. So why did modern spirituality forget this? Or better yet, who made sure it did? The human body isn't just flesh and bone, it's frequency, a living antenna, tuned to signals from higher realms. But when you drink, that signal gets scrambled, your aura weakens, your chakra flow dulls, your intuition fades, like static over a sacred broadcast. In ancient mystery schools, initiates were warned, do not ingest anything that clouds your vessel, because your body is a bridge between matter and spirit, between the seen and unseen. And alcohol, it frays the bridge. You might feel more open after drinking, more relaxed, more yourself. But here's what's actually happening. Your energetic defenses lower. Your judgment blurs. Your trauma steps in and starts speaking for you. The worst part? Your soul steps back, because the soul thrives in clarity, not in chemical confusion. And if you drink consistently, you don't just damage your liver, you damage your ability to feel truth. Have you ever noticed how drinking makes you say things you regret? Not because they're fake, but because they're unconscious truth, spilled without awareness. Alcohol doesn't make you honest, it makes you leaky, and that's exactly when entities, thoughts, energies that aren't yours, slip in. Ancient shamans believed alcohol pierced your auric shield, allowing trickster spirits to enter, and once they're in, they don't leave easily. Your cravings aren't always yours. Sometimes they're whispers from what got in last time. That's why addiction isn't just biological, it's spiritual possession in slow motion. If alcohol disconnects you from your spirit, why is it everywhere? Why is it in every celebration, every ritual, every lonely night? Why do governments allow it, even promote it, while banning substances that connect you to higher consciousness? Because alcohol doesn't wake you up, it keeps you numb. And numb people, they don't question, they don't rebel, they don't change, they just work, consume, repeat. It's not a coincidence, it's a design. A society flooded with alcohol is easier to manage, easier to sell to, easier to keep asleep. And spiritual people who drink, they become predictable. They meditate in the morning and medicate at night. They chase awakening while sipping the very thing that slows it down. Even modern spirituality has fallen into the trap. Wine at full moon circles, cocktails at breathwork retreats. But the real mystics, they saw through the illusion. They knew that clarity is rebellion, that presence is power, and that alcohol was a tool of forgetfulness disguised as fun. So ask yourself, who profits when you're disconnected from your own light? Because your soul doesn't crave alcohol, it craves remembrance. If this resonates, subscribe and hit the bell. Not because I told you to, but because your soul just whispered yes. Alcohol isn't new, but neither is the decision to avoid it. In Egypt, high initiates fasted for days before ceremony. In Vedic India, seers drank soma, a plant elixir believed to open the crown, not close it. And among Native American tribes, sacred drinks were fermented only from plants that heightened awareness, not dulled it. The real spiritual traditions? They didn't drink to forget, they drank to remember, because the goal was clarity, sharpness, contact with the unseen, not blurriness, chaos, or noise. So where did the switch happen? When empires grew, when ritual became religion, when awakening threatened power, they replaced soma with wine, they turned ceremonies into sedatives, and told you it was holy. But here's the hidden detail. Alcohol was never the substance of the priest. It was the offering to the masses. The divine feminine temples, the ones that honored intuition, mystery, and the moon, banned alcohol. Why? Because alcohol cuts the feminine current, the very channel of dreams, visions, feeling, and flow. And that's not an accident, it's erasure. You see, the more you drink, the less you dream, the less you feel, the less you sense what's coming. A numb population can't prophesize, can't rebel, can't hear the whisper of the soul over the shouting of the ego. So next time someone offers you a glass to take the edge off, ask yourself, what edge is being dulled, and who does that serve? Most people think alcohol hurts the body, liver, brain, memory. And it does, but what it truly scars is the soul. You won't see it on an X-ray, you won't get a diagnosis, but you'll feel it in silence, in the way you no longer hear your inner voice, in the way life feels just a little more mechanical, because alcohol doesn't just numb pain, it numbs presence, and presence is how your soul speaks. Every sip chips away at the link between who you are and who you were meant to be. At first you don't notice, you still laugh, you still function, but little by little, your dreams fade, your creativity dries up, your instincts dull, synchronicities stop, inner peace turns to background static, and then one day you look in the mirror and something's missing, that fire, that clarity, that light behind your eyes. It's not gone, it's buried, under layers of numbness, disguised as normal life. And here's the trap, the very pain that alcohol helped you escape starts regenerating. Not because life got worse, but because the soul got tired of being ignored. Spiritual burnout isn't caused by doing too much. It's caused by drinking away your essence over time. And here's the worst part. You don't even realize it's happening because the system rewards you for staying numb. You're relatable. You're just human. You're not too intense. You're not too sensitive. You're easy to be around. But being easy to be around often means being far from your truth. Because truth shakes. It burns. It disturbs, and alcohol smooths all of that out into a dull, flat line. So ask yourself, what parts of you had to die just to be digestible to a world that fears realness? Because if the price of acceptance is your soul, it's too damn high. Healing from alcohol isn't just about quitting, it's about remembering who you were before you started numbing. Because behind every drink, there was a wound, and behind every wound, a voice asking to be heard. So the path back? It doesn't start with discipline, it starts with devotion. Devotion to your light, to your clarity, to the version of you that doesn't need artificial peace. Here's how you begin the return. Step 1. Silence as medicine. Before anything else, quiet the noise. No scrolling, no substances, no escape. Just sit, breathe, listen. At first, it will be uncomfortable. The mind will rebel, the old urges will scream, because silence brings up the very things alcohol buried. But stay. Beneath the noise is your original frequency. It never left. It was just muffled. Step 2. Energetic detox. Detox isn't just for the body, it's for your field. Burn herbs like sage or frankincense. Bathe in salt water under moonlight. Place obsidian or amethyst near your heart when you sleep. Speak this mantra aloud. I release all false frequencies. I return to the truth of me. These aren't rituals to look spiritual. They're ancient tools to recalibrate your spirit. Step 3. Dream reconnection. Your dreams are the first thing alcohol hijacked, and the first place you'll feel your return. Start a dream journal. Drink mugwort or blue lotus tea before bed. Set the intention. I am ready to receive guidance again. At first, dreams may be chaotic. That's normal. It's your subconscious unclogging centuries of static. But soon, messages return. Symbols arrive. You remember who you were before the fog. Step 4. Sacred replacement. Remove alcohol, yes, but replace it with something sacred. Dance, breathe, chant, sit by fire, walk barefoot under stars, speak to your ancestors. You don't need to escape reality. You need to feel it deeper. And feeling isn't weakness, it's reconnection. You'll cry more, shake more, dream more, but also you'll remember more, know more, love more. And that's what alcohol was keeping from you all along. Not just pain, but power. You live in a culture that fears depth, not because it's dangerous, but because it's uncontrollable. A fully present, fully feeling human can't be manipulated, can't be sold distraction, can't be governed by fear. That's why everything around you is designed to keep you slightly off, not totally broken, just numb enough to obey. Notice the pattern. You're praised for unwinding with a drink. You're considered boring if you say no. You're offered wine at yoga. You're handed shots at spiritual retreats. It's not random, it's strategic. Because an awakened population is a threat, not to people, but to systems. Systems thrive when you forget who you are, when you confuse suppression with self-care, when you replace inner guidance with outer noise. So they give you options. Drink this, buy that, scroll more, feel less. But here's the deeper manipulation. You're made to believe that your raw, sober presence isn't enough, that you're too sensitive, too intense, too much, that you need something, a filter, a buzz, a break, to be lovable, tolerable, manageable. But the truth? Your clarity is your gift. Your sensitivity is your superpower. Your sobriety of mind, spirit, and energy isn't weakness. It's rebellion. It's sacred. It's terrifying to those who rely on your numbness to keep their power. Because the moment you wake up, like truly wake up, you stop playing the game. You stop filling voids. You stop needing validation. You stop trading your light for belonging. And in that moment, you become free, not just from alcohol, but from the entire illusion. So ask yourself, what would it look like to walk through the world completely awake, in a culture that thrives on unconsciousness? That version of you, the one who feels everything, sees through everything, and drinks nothing to escape, is dangerous and divine. Here's the truth. No one profits from telling you, you don't need alcohol to relax. You need to feel safe in your own presence. You don't need to escape. You need to return. You don't need to forget. You need to remember what the world begged you to bury. That your clarity is medicine. That your emotions aren't dysfunction. They're data. That your spirit doesn't want sedation. It wants space. Space to feel, to process, to rise. And yes, it will hurt at first, because clarity reveals everything the fog was hiding. But with that pain comes power. With that seeing comes sovereignty. The world told you alcohol would make you more social, more fun, more free. But freedom that comes from numbing is just a cage in disguise. True freedom, it's the ability to face reality, raw, unfiltered, fully awake, and still choose love, still choose presence, still choose you. So now the question is yours to answer. Are you ready to remember the version of you that never needed to escape? To be divine? Because that version is still in there, waiting, watching, and whispering. It's time to come home. Question for you. What has alcohol truly cost you? Emotionally, spiritually, or creatively? Drop it in the comments. Your truth might unlock someone else's healing. And your voice? It's stronger than you've been told.